Come here. Hello, and welcome to this week's Misha Matters. Okay, well, last week we started talking about what you need when you are talking about getting an animal, and we talked about my cat, Dodger. Here's Dodger! Say hello, this is Dodger. And of course, we all know you can't actually make a cat do anything. So Dodger is not going to be here for very long today. But this is Dodger, the cat that needs to be combed 3 times a week. Yep, this is my kitty, my very long-haired kitty. We're going to just comb him for a second here. Yes, he needs to be combed all the time. Yes, this is my cat, my very long-haired kitty. He said, Mom, I don't want to do this. I'm just showing everybody how we comb him. Yeah, take a look. This is my Dodger. Yes, this is my handsome kitty. Mommy knows him. Yes, he is part Maine Coon and part Norwegian Forest Kitty. And I got him at a high kill shelter. That's where we rescued him. Okay, Dodge. Yeah, he just wants to take off, and I don't blame him. Okay, my big boy, you go ahead. You take off. That's my big kitty. That is Dodger. He is, you met Magic last week, he is just about as big as Magic. So, that was Dodger, and we talked about the importance of grooming and all that good stuff last week. This week, we are going to talk about how important it is to get good nutrition for your pets. Now, when you're getting nutrition for your pets, the first thing that I hear all the time is about expense. Yes, I know, it's expensive to feed a pet. Well, don't get a pet if you don't want to have the expense of feeding a pet. I understand that. But if you get the least expensive food, then you're just going to end up taking your animal to the vet anyway. First of all, look at the ingredients. If it says corn or some kind of filler first, that is not the kind of food that you want. Corn, filler, whatever, that's not natural for a cat or a dog. That's not what they eat. That's just basically filling them up. And even if it tastes good to them and it's what they want to eat and they think, oh, yum, yum, basically that's like feeding them an ice cream sundae covered in bacon every day. And sure, maybe you would want to eat that because it tasted good, but would you rather eat a sundae every day or vegetables? You might like the taste of it, but it wouldn't be good for you. And it's the same thing for your animal. You want something that's nutritious for them, okay? Research the company. Who makes it? Where is it made? It should be made in the United States. Preferably, they should be bagging it themselves because that means that there is less chance of anything going wrong with it. A lot of the companies' vets make it themselves, which means that it's going to be a much better food. Have they had any recalls? Okay, there are some companies that have had maybe 1 recall in 75 years. That's a much better company, okay? What are the ingredients? Do they have meat? Do they have a lot of meat? If you call them, do they know the company that they get the meat from? Like, they can tell you that Purdue is the company. If they say, well, we don't even know the company that we get the meat from, then, again, probably not a great company. Do they have vitamins? Do they have nutrients? These are all important things about the food. If they have different stages of life for their food, then, again, better company. Like a mature food for a big dog might have glucosamine chondroitin in it. That means it's better for their joints. Puppy food is going to have more protein and more fat so that it is going to promote the growth of your puppy. Again, much more important things. If your vet says there is no difference in food and it's an older vet, they may not have a lot of nutritional background. Only in the last 6 years have vets really been taught about nutrition. So that is something very important. Your specialty pet food stores actually get a lot more training as far as food is concerned. These are all things that you have to take into consideration, like some vets say it's natural for cats to throw up all the time. Really? Not. Good quality foods, the cats do not throw up. Your cat, that's not healthy for them. Cats should not be vomiting all the time. Cats should be keeping their food down. That's how they get their nutrition. And a good hairball formula, the food is actually going to pass through the cat, and then they're going to be getting their nutrition out of it. So these are all things that you need to take in consideration. And also, please make sure that your pet has lots of water on hand, fresh water, especially in the heat right now. So these are some things you want to take into consideration when you are getting your pet food. Whether you feed dry or wet, that is totally up to you. I've been talking to a lot of people who feed their animal human food. I really don't personally recommend that, but you definitely want a high quality food. Now, another thing is safety for your pet. You definitely, I think, should consider chipping your pet. Some rescues even tattoo your pet. Again, these are two things that then will not come off of your pet. But I do want to tell you something I found disturbing. I got Dodger, as I said, from a high kill shelter. And when I was there, it came to my attention that they do not look for the chips. So if you should have your pet go missing, check the high kill shelters yourself, because they were not actually looking for the chips. So you want to go into the high kill shelters and check to see if your pet is there for yourself, because you want to make sure if your pet is there, because they were just adopting out pets that to me were obvious they belong to people, and you don't want your pet to go to somebody else as a pet that should have been being contacted to those owners that could have had chips because they were not looking. So that was very disturbing, and you want to make sure that that pet gets back to the owner, okay? And last, today we're going to address never ever give a live pet as a gift, okay? Don't give a little cute ducky or chickie or puppy or kitty as a pet. If you've discussed it with the parent and they want that as a pet, you know, as a gift to their child, that's fine. But please, otherwise it's going to end up at a rescue or who knows where. Only give a live pet as a gift if it's okay with that parent. That's a very, very bad idea. It's a thoughtful idea if it's been okayed with the family. Otherwise, not a terrific idea. I've been getting some stories from people of wonderful, wonderful, very touching stories about their relationships with their pets, and it's really too many to include in this week's episode. So next week I am going to tell some stories that I've gotten from some people, very touching animal stories, and I really want to say how much I appreciate feedback from people. So if you have some stories you want me to include, please give me your feedback and I will try to include them in next week's episode. This is this week's episode of Misha Matters, about nutrition and some wonderful things about how to take care of your pets. And as you can tell, I really love my animals, and I really hope that you also love yours. So please have a terrific week and enjoy taking care of your lovely babies, just like I enjoy taking care of mine. Have a great week.